All right. Hello, my name is Rhino Dan. I'm with Keith Code. He wrote a couple books, and he's the founder of California Superbike School. He's written Twist the Wrist 2, Soft Science of Motorcycle Riding, and a Racer's Handbook. He's done some bulletins, and he did code break for some motorcycle magazines. And he's helped us get out of the dark ages of motorcycle riding because 50 years ago, 40 years ago, we didn't have many places to train and to help riders in safety. So I'm introducing Keith. How you doing?
Doing good. Doing good.
Good.
Uh, just a little frazzled from my workout, but I'm sitting here. I got a jug of water, so I'll be okay.
Awesome. Do you work out often or
I'm really lazy, but I do get to it once a week at least.
nice? Okay, I just didn't know that. I figured I've seen you in person. You look like you're in pretty good shape.
Yeah, well, I've never really been in bad shape, to be honest. For some reason or another, it's got a real genetic, uh, what do you call it, background, I guess, whatever. Oh yeah, I'm fortunate. I don't really put on weight, and I'm pretty agile, so yeah, it's all right. I'm getting along. This life is treating me okay.
Awesome. Okay, so here's the first question for the interview. There's a common belief that motorcycles are dangerous and are as dangerous as everyone says.
Well, statistically, they are, yes, indeed, for sure. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration statistics show that per mile traveled, motorcycles are far more dangerous than automobile driving. So, again, statistically, yes. And as riders, we don't really look at that. We look at the thrill of it, we look at the passion of it, we look at the danger as something that's part of life. And at the end of the day, life is a big risk all on its own.
It is
So
for sure.
yes,
Absolutely.
you find that motorcycle riders really are all around the world are willing to assume responsibility for themselves in that sense because they have a feel that the feeling that following their dreams, their hopes, their passion for riding is more important than sitting at home and being afraid.
Absolutely. And there's times that, when I ride, I do get a little nervous. I get scared, but then when I get home, I feel accomplished that I made it home and it's worth the risk. It helps me feel alive. I mean, and I think that's the reason I like riding too. It helps me really get that feeling that I done something and I did take a risk and it panned out.
Yeah, well, there was a study done in Japan with quite a few people, thousands of people, and they compared the general outlook and sense of being in command of life and their morale and so on of motorcycle riders and car drivers, and it was very clearly motorcycle riders had a much better outlook on life. They they felt more at ease with things. They had less tension, and probably had a tendency to live longer. Who knows? Certainly, if they don't get into any kind of a big problem, they may very well, because you can see that who has a high morale in life is probably going to live a lot longer than somebody who doesn't.
Yeah, and especially with the desire to live. And I think that translates to that too, is, having that not just that high morale, but actually having that drive to live and to push and have fun.
Right?
All right.
Agreed.
Yeah. So we're gonna go to question number two.
Okay.
What is the one thing that causes most writers fear or problems?
I think that my surveys of quite a few people, probably over 10,000 riders, I ask a question, and the question is, how many of you have a natural sense of line through the corners? In other would be a little bit easier, but how many have that sense when they see a corner for the first time? And I get very, very few hands risen on that. Most people don't have a good sense of line. What is a good line through a corner? An optimum line through a corner? What do you want to do with the corner to make it as easy and safe, actually, in many ways, but also the one that will give you the most freedom in the corner to use more speed and less fidgeting with the bike. So I think that at the end of the day, that riders with a good sense of line, how to plot a line, how to look at a corner, and how to get through it in an optimum fashion are few. And also statistically, we know that in years past, it's been the traffic accident where cars make an illegal turn in front of a motorcyclist. That was over 50% of the accidents back in the 60s and 70s and 80s and even in the 90s. But for the last, nearly 2 decades, I suppose, it's been single vehicle accidents where the rider gets into a corner too fast, and the accident reconstruction guys say that they lost control. And saying somebody lost control is a big subject. They probably made a half a dozen mistakes before they actually went down and crashed. But that's the overwhelming new number one on the list is riders having single vehicle accidents. And I believe that a great part of that is that they don't have a good sense of line or don't have a good understanding of lines, how to set one up and go through a corner.
That makes sense. There's a lot of times too I catch myself that I don't pick a line as good as I should, or sometimes I don't even like consciously pick a line, which I know is a very no-no. It's just that I can make a million excuses. It's just that I'm not good enough as a rider right now, or I don't have enough control of my bike yet to do that. And I've been writing for a while, and I can totally see what you're saying. And I know that in the twist books and the DVD, that's very important to pick a line. It's just something that I'm trying to become conscious of, and I don't know. I need more coaching. I need more help on it, but I totally that makes sense to me as a writer because I am at fault. My hand would jump up immediately if you asked me that in class. Because there's times where I'm on an unknown corner and sometimes I don't know where to turn in at, and I'm just kind of waiting to see how it unfolds, and then I'm too close to the double yellow line. I don't give myself a lot of options, and I can totally relate to what you just said.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't control the corner, corner will control you.
Right.
Really, the bottom line. And so that's where the big advantage of understanding lines and getting at least enough theory and then practice and for sure good coaching accelerates the process enormously. So that's why I have a school.
Absolutely, and that's why I need to go to your school. Because I watch my YouTube videos and I'm like, I'm too close to the yellow line sometimes, and then yeah, I go over my own videos and I'm like, oh wow, because when you're writing, you don't really see what you're doing. You're kind of like in the moment, and it's kind of hard to coach yourself. And like if you said that in a couple other videos, but I know from past other activities I've done, self coaching is almost impossible. And yeah, I know I need some coaching.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I'm with you 100% on that.